In 2002, the Oakland A's had one of the lowest budgets in Major League Baseball. They couldn't afford star players, big contracts, or flashy signings. But they had one thing the others didn't: a different way of thinking. Moneyball is the story of how one man, Billy Beane, challenged 100 years of baseball tradition and built a winning team out of overlooked misfits and cold, hard data. This isn't just a sports story. It's a blueprint for how to lead, innovate, and win when the world says you don't have enough. Lesson 1. Identify the real problem.
Guys are just talking. Talking la 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 like this is business as usual. It's not.
We're trying to solve a problem.
Like this,
The team has just lost its biggest stars, Jason Giambi, Johnny Damon. In a room full of scouts, everyone scrambles to find traditional replacements. We need someone who can hit, who looks good, who fills the hole. But Billy Beane doesn't buy it. He slams his phone down, looks around the room and says, "You're not even looking at the problem." Everyone else is focused on who they've lost. Billy is focused on why they're losing. It's not about replacing stars with stars. It's about building a system that doesn't rely on luck, hype, or salary caps. This moment is a mindset shift. While others try to play the same game with fewer tools, Billy decides to change the game entirely. Lesson: don't fix symptoms. Fix the system. The problem isn't who you lost. It's what made your team fragile in the first place. Lesson 2. Buy wins, not names.
Who are you?
I'm Peter Brand.
Billy is in Cleveland trying to negotiate a deal. But behind the scenes, something else catches his attention. A young analyst whispers advice into the ear of the opposing GM. Billy tracks him down. His name is Peter Brand. He's soft-spoken, unassuming, but what he says changes everything. Peter tells Billy the truth that no one else is willing to say. Most teams are buying the wrong things. They pay for star power, not performance. They chase fame, not function. That's when Billy hears the golden line. Your goal shouldn't be to buy players. Your goal should be to buy wins. That line redefines the mission. It's no longer about names. It's about numbers. Not about emotion, but efficiency. And the only stat that truly matters: runs. Lesson: don't invest in image. Invest in output. Wins don't come from hype. They come from overlooked, undervalued consistency. Lesson 3. Challenge tradition with data.
People that can play.
Back at the A's office, Billy brings Peter Brand into the Lions' den. The scouts are seasoned, proud, and used to doing things their way. They talk about how a player looks, how he swings, how his girlfriend's appearance somehow reflects confidence. But Peter doesn't speak their language. He speaks in numbers. He calmly explains that they're using the wrong metrics. It's not about how they look, it's about getting on base. He introduces a model built on cold data, not gut feeling. The room resists hard. They mock it, dismiss it, and even get defensive. But Billy stands firm. He's not here to play by the rules. He's here to change the game. This is the moment where disruption begins, not with noise, but with numbers. Lesson: true innovation almost always sounds wrong to the people protecting the past. But if the data makes sense, let it speak louder than tradition. Lesson 4. Let the system lead.
At least 99 games in order to make it to the postseason. We need to score at least 800.
Halfway through the season, the critics are still loud. The fans are frustrated. The media doesn't get it. But something subtle is happening. Billy and Peter are in the office, looking over the numbers. The team isn't flashy, but it's working. Walks are up. On-base percentages are climbing. And the scoreboard is starting to shift. One of the players they picked, dismissed by others, is on a hot streak. Not because of talent that screams, but because of a system that's been built to catch what others ignore. Peter looks at the stats and says something powerful. When the numbers acquire the significance of language, they're no longer just numbers. They tell a story. And that story is winning. Lesson: you don't need superstars when you have a strategy that works. Let the system lead, not the spotlight. Lesson 5. Commit to your strategy.
People are open for
The team just lost again. Not because the system failed, but because the players and even the manager are still resisting it. In the clubhouse, music is blasting. Players are joking around, relaxed, careless. Billy walks in, silent, scans the room, then grabs a bat. He swings, crashes the stereo against the wall. The music stops. The room freezes. Then he says one thing. That's what losing sounds like. This isn't rage, it's leadership. Billy has committed to a strategy everyone keeps questioning. But commitment means doing the hard things, even if it makes you unpopular, even if it means smashing comfort in front of a crowd. Lesson: leadership isn't just building a new system, it's protecting it when the pressure mounts. If you believe in your strategy, live it, loudly. If this inspired you even just a little, imagine what's coming next. Don't just scroll, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share this with someone who needs a wake-up call. Because on 1 Minute Power, we don't just watch, we grow. Lesson 6, let the underdogs play.
Dying right. Just as the agent, and you on the bench. Out of everything.
Billy's system is working, on paper, but in practice, it's being sabotaged. Manager Art House still refuses to play the players Billy and Peter believe in. Guys like Scott Hatteberg, a catcher with an injured arm, retrained to play first base, unwanted by every other team, chosen only for one reason: he gets on base. So Billy takes a risk. He trades away the team's top first baseman just to force Hal's hand. There's no going back. Everyone thinks he's crazy. But Billy's not trying to please the crowd. He's trying to prove that the data works. If you let it. That day, Hatteberg steps onto the field, nervous, doubting himself. But by the end of the game, he delivers. Lesson: sometimes the only way to prove your vision is to clear the path yourself. Bet on the overlooked. Let the underdogs play. And watch what happens when belief replaces bias. Lesson 7, a new game, a new legacy. The season is over. The Oakland A's didn't win the championship, but they did something more impressive. They changed the game. Billy meets with the Boston Red Sox. They offer him the highest salary ever proposed to a general manager. Everything he ever wanted: money, power, validation. It's all on the table. But Billy says no. He looks at the offer, then looks at a simple gift his daughter gave him. A CD with a handwritten message. Just listen to this. That's when it becomes clear. His work isn't about climbing ladders. It's about staying grounded in what he believes. He didn't just build a better team. He built a new way of thinking. Lesson: legacy isn't measured in trophies or titles. It's measured in the systems you change and the courage it took to change them. Lesson 8, success isn't always loud. Billy turns down the biggest offer of his career. He gets into his car, alone, and puts in the CD his daughter gave him. Her voice plays through the speakers. A simple, innocent song. She sings, "You're such a loser, Dad. Just enjoy the show." And in that moment, Billy finally exhales. He didn't win the final game. He didn't get the praise. But he did something very few ever do. He stuck to his vision and changed the system. Behind him, the baseball world is shifting. Teams are now copying the same strategy they once mocked. But he's not chasing their applause. He's driving forward, quietly, with purpose. Lesson: success doesn't always look like fireworks and trophies. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's lonely. But if it's true, it leaves a legacy that echoes far beyond the scoreboard. Thanks for watching. More power-packed lessons coming your way. Don't miss out.